What's up, guys? Welcome to Money So Tasty. Let's all get a taste of capital. In our last episode, we talked about in a real estate transaction, in a multiple offer scenario, what should the homeowner or home seller consider in order to maximize the property value? We also introduced this idea of a bully offer, what that is really about. So some fellow has been asking, as a buyer, how should I use bully offer to really take advantage of this opportunity and get the property I want? So today we're going to talk about what's up with bully offer. If this is your first time to our channel, this channel is all about sharing on your journey to financial freedom. What are the money-making mindset or investing mindset you need to have? And what are the common pitfalls you want to avoid? If you want to become financially free and grow rich with us, then subscribe to this channel, give us a big thumbs up, and open your little bell notification setting so you will never miss another pie in the sky. Okay, let's paint the scenario. We have seen the property. As a buyer, you really love this piece of property. You're sort of starting to envision where you should put furniture, where each of your family members will live, how this house will look like. Seller has put up an offer review night or multiple offer night where he will review all the competing offers from the buyers, let's say next week. You really want to take advantage of this opportunity by putting forward a bully offer. What are the things you need to consider? So the first thing I tell my buyer is, what is your goal in this? Is your goal to get this property? In other words, to maximize your chance to become the next property owner by avoiding the competition? Or is your goal to really get a good deal on this? Meaning to buy this property at a good price so you can get a good investment return out of that. And many times the buyer says, I want both. I want to maximize my chance of getting this property, but at the same time, I don't want to pay a fortune for that. That's fine. But you need to know which one of those target is more important. Once we know our objective, then we can talk about how we structure this bully offering in order to bully the seller the right way, the most effective way by delivering the most impact. We need to consider the following points. I put them into two categories. I call them the ass kissing category and the ass kicking category. And what do I mean by ass kissing is you really want your offer to be attractive, because what you're asking is you're asking the seller to forego the multiple offer night, the multiple presentation, the competing offers, which he could get a good deal. So you have to put an attractive deal so it triggers his FOMO, which is fear of missing out. But at the same time, you don't want to just be overly nice. You want to put some pressure. And that's what I call ass kicking side of the bully offer. Okay, first, how do we make this offer attractive? Many fellows would say, oh, I need to put in a good price. And that's absolutely correct. Price is very important. But it's often one of those things you don't want to give in. Because remember, you want to get this property at a good price. So when it appreciates, you get a good return. So what are some of the other factors you can consider? Well, the first one is closing date. Believe it or not, most sellers have a preferred closing date in mind. Depending on their situation, they may really need the money fast. So it's a number of reasons. It could be for an investment opportunity. It could be because they already bought another property and they're waiting to close this one to fund the other one. Sometimes the seller might be building a different property, and that could take a few months of work to finalize all the constructions, all the decorations, etc. So in that case, the seller probably wants a slow closing, which means he still needs a couple of months. If you can find out what is the seller's preferred date and structure your bully offer to match that preferred date, that just makes your bully offer so much more attractive. Now, the second point you can consider is what's in the house. What am I talking about? I'm talking about chatels, furnitures, fixtures. For example, we often see a beautiful chandelier in a living room or dining room. And sometimes, depending on the structure, this chandelier could be classified as a fixture. It means they stay with the house. But a lot of times, the seller might want the chandeliers for different reasons. The chandeliers might be hard to buy, it could be expensive, and most likely it could have some sentimental values. It's not rare to find out that the chandelier is a generational transfer. It's a gift, for example, from the grandma to the mother to the current property owner. Basically, in most cases, a bully offer is not the best time to ask for furnitures or fixtures or anything else. Which means if the seller wants to leave you certain furnitures, take it. If the seller wants to take away certain furnitures or even fixtures, let them have it. You can deal with that later on at a much, much lower cost. And the final point to make your bully offer more attractive is your determination. I'm talking about making the offer unconditional. Many times when we submit an offer, it could be conditional, which means we're waiting for mortgage, we're waiting for home inspection. But if you have done proper preparation, full preparation at the start, and you know you have no problem getting a mortgage, and this property has no problem for home inspection, then you can waive these conditions. By giving the seller an offer without conditions, you're telling him two things. One, your determination. You really appreciate this property and you really want to become the next property owner. And many times, this mutual appreciation of the same asset, which is this property, could make the seller want to actually sell this property to you. It's strange, I know, but it does work. Now, the other more important reason is you are providing the seller a peace of mind by waiving your conditions. This is especially when seller have certain other things going on in his life, for example, change of job or even divorce. The last thing the seller wants is find a buyer, sign a conditional agreement to later on find out that the buyer is not proceeding or not moving through the contracts due to mortgage or home inspection or whatever the reason. It's a huge waste of time and it's very costly for the seller. Okay, to sum it up, those are the 3 points you can consider when making an attractive bully offer. A good closing date that suits the seller's schedule, a very lenient furniture, chateau, and fixture policy, as well as finally an unconditional offer. They are going to make your bully offer so much more attractive. Now, you don't want to be overly nice. You still need to put some ass-kicking, or I call it pressure techniques, in order to make your bully offer so much more powerful. The first thing from the pressure tactic is you want to have the element of surprise. After you have seen the property, if you really like it, you don't tell them that you're going to give them a bully offer. You hide your intention. So when you deliver your bully offer, it's much more impactful. It's almost like the seller will be a little startled by your bully offer. And that's going to more easily trigger his FOMO, which is fear of missing out. Wow, this is really a great deal. The other reason why you don't want to let them know beforehand is you don't want to give them time to prepare. Why is that? If you tell them you're going to make a bully offer, a good listing agent will contact all potential buyers. That includes everyone who have visited the place and say, there is somebody who might be interested in putting a bully offer. What is your thought on that? And that could give them time to prepare, which could bring in more competition, which might drive up the price. Why is that? Now, the second point for delivering with a little bit more pressure is you want to do it early. Let's say the property is put up for sale on Friday, and the presentation night or the multiple offer review night is next Friday, and you have seen the property on Saturday. If you want to make a bully offer, make it on Saturday or Sunday rather than next Friday. And why is that? Because on Saturday, the seller is still very unsure whether the property is going to be sold successfully. There are probably not many people who have seen this place, and maybe not many people who have called the listing agent indicating any form of interest. The final point for giving more pressure is you don't want to give the seller a lot of time to think about this. You want to really trigger his FOMO, fear of missing out. So certainly a lot of times we just want to give until the end of the day, or depending on the situation, maybe a few hours might be enough. Other reason you don't want to give a lot of time is you want to avoid competition. Because let's say you put in an offer and you give the seller 24 hours, you're super nice. And what does that do is your offer becomes the minimum offer. The listing agent and the seller will say, now we have something that set the bar the minimum. We have 24 hours to shop around the other buyers to see if they can make something better. This means your bully offer could go from the best, one of the only offer, to their minimum offer, basically setting the floor. Okay, that's it for today, guys. What is your views, thoughts, and funny stories on bully offer or multiple offer or simply in a real estate transaction? On the journey to financial freedom, we need to start a few good habits. Why don't we start with the following 3 little habits? If you haven't done so, subscribe to our channel, give this video a thumbs up, and share with your friends and families who you have discussed similar topics with. Let's grow rich together. Leave your comments below, share with us your thoughts. Money so tasty, retire so early. Until next time, remember, you're freer than you think.